Well, this is fun and exciting. It's still saying that we have lost access to our Facebook account from StreamYard. Yay! But I'm going to go deep dive onto YouTube while Amber and I hang out before we bring out a friend to the show, Melissa. But yeah, you guys might hear thunder and see lights flickering. We're finally getting rain here in sunny Orlando, which is great, but it also looks like I have ghosts, and I'm okay with that. But Amber, how are we doing as I go deep diving into YouTube right now?
I am going to go over to YouTube, I think.
Oh, I have it. I'm going to send you the link from our YouTube.
Perfect.
I am right on top of that, Rose. But hello, everybody joining us from wherever you may be joining us from, because we don't know, because StreamYard is having a bad day. And so
StreamYard is having a bad day.
But that's okay. So, yes, I'm gonna gas up our guest. So excited that our very first guest that we've ever had on the show is my lovely friend Melissa. Now, you guys keep hearing me talk about the Broadway cruise that I just went on in April, and like this crazy lady and her daughter that I hung out with, and it was immediate family. And I had the Apple. Like, I don't think I would have had the time I would have had if it wasn't for them and hanging out and doing hair and makeup and like just being crazy and dancing at the Broadway karaoke and dance party and stuff like that. I know she's waiting in the wings as per se, so I'm going to bring her in. Please welcome to the show, Melissa. There she is.
Hi, everybody.
You love all the nice stuff. You owe me $20 now.
I owe you $20?
Yeah, because I said so many nice things.
Just okay, that sounds good. Yeah. Put it on my tab.
Yeah, I'll put it on your tab for sure. But so yes, Melissa actually just got back from like this whirlwind Broadway trip.
Yes, with my daughter, and who has never been.
No, which is crazy. Tell our lovely viewers what you got a chance to see.
So the
because
first
you did a lot.
We did. Well, not as much as when Ivana and I go, but with Mackenzie, we saw the first show we saw was Gatsby, The Great Gatsby.
And you dressed up.
And we did dress up. Yes.
You looked amazing.
Where did that even start? That whole, I guess maybe like cosplay kind of thing, but
so
it was so fun.
I think Beetlejuice. I've never really seen people like I always like dressing up for a show, but I think Beetlejuice really kind of got everyone inspired.
And you know what? When we went to, that's funny you say that. I took the girls to Boston the year before. This is 24 and 23. Mackenzie and Ivana and I went to Boston and we dressed up for Beetlejuice. We went there just to see Beetlejuice. But then,
I love that.
Like when we go, Ivana and I have been to the shows in New York. We never really dressed up, but we were going to all dress up when we were going to go see Shrek in New Orleans.
Right, I remember you telling me that too.
I just saw Shrek on Sunday.
Oh, did you love it?
Yesterday.
Because our show got postponed until September. So we'll probably do that dress up for that. But yeah, dressing up for Gatsby was a lot of fun. I mean, we totally fit the part. I don't recall seeing anybody else dressed up, but
who cares? When I went to Cabaret, I went for a matinee, and I was like, I didn't know I was actually going to be going to Cabaret. It was a very last minute thing, like literally like an hour and a half before the show. So when I'm still sharing our YouTube link, by the way. But when I went, I was wearing my green sequin dress. Melissa knows that dress well. My St. Patrick's Day dress. And my like wear for every occasion green dress, but it was great for Cabaret. And I walked up, I think there was one lady wearing like a sequin jacket. And that was it. And that was okay, but that was okay. And I have no problem doing that. What else did you see?
Then the next day we saw Cabaret. And that was like the whole point of going on this trip was to go see Cabaret. And we had outfits dressed up for that too, but that morning I woke up and decided I didn't like my outfit. So Mackenzie and I went to Forever 21 and I found that.
Oh, is that what you find at thrift store?
Forever 21 gave me the perfect kind of crazy outfit, and it was so perfect. Everything about that show was amazing. Our outfits were amazing, and like Mackenzie got pulled up on stage to go dance, and I think partially is because we were in the perfect location, but also she was dressed up.
No, you guys sat in a table where because remember he's sending me like, should I get this table? But I don't remember. Was it the front? Like, what row were you in for the table?
Well, it was the second row of tables.
Okay.
There was a table row in front of us, and we were on the end. So she sat like in the aisle because there was kind of a taller lady in the front of us.
Okay.
And I don't know how to describe it because it's in the round. I guess I would say if you're
second row on the end of the aisle is pretty good because for those that don't know the August Wilson's revamp, it is a circle in the round where it's but you have like sections and they're broken up by the orchestra on either side. So you have like the bottom half of the circle, the orchestra on the top half of the circle. The mezz is on both sides. They're pretty fitting.
Yeah. The mezzanine, there's like a shorter mezzanine, and then there's like a taller, I guess that's the part that I'm sure was the original part of the theater. And if you were sitting in that, we were on the left-hand side.
Okay.
But I can't even because the orchestra was on both sides of the show of the theater as well.
So when you came through, there's multiple bars. You've got the Pineapple Room, which is where it's upstairs. That's where I got on the phone with Amber and got her merch.
Yes.
But then you also have the Red Room, which is the bar that's in the lobby. That's before you enter. So did you have to walk across, or were you right in?
So that bar you're talking about, where like the main bar, where the piano player and the bass player and
with all the beads and stuff.
So cool. Yes.
Yeah.
You kept walking, and then that was our section past.
Okay.
That's hard to say. Past the stage, I guess. But I mean, I don't think there was a bad seat in that stage at all. I feel like everywhere you could just see everything, and the actors. Oh, you know what? I didn't tell you this part. We looked up the actors after the show, and the Marsha, the character, the drag queen character.
Yes.
I'm not sure of their first name, but when I told Mackenzie that's who pulled her up on stage, she was just flabbergasted. She could not believe it because she watches the RuPaul show.
Drag Race.
Yeah. Now, did she do? Because I know, like, at our show, in the intermission, they pulled them up and they like did like a cha-cha line and stuff like that. Yeah. That's so much fun. So I haven't told anybody except Amber this, but I was very fortunate. Thank goodness to our friends theater, because like the theater app, I got a notification. I had my notifications on yesterday, and somebody was looking to split a table for Saturday matinee. So I am finally, and it was at cost. It was at cost, and she's nice. And she's hopefully joining our group, but it was at cost. And I'm going to be at the table, so it's third row, like center, third row. So now I can see what all of our lovely members and, the food options that there are and how long something takes. And
I will laugh. Mackenzie, she didn't particularly care for the food in her charcuterie.
Sure.
Because it was the meats and the figs and all that. But we finished our bottle of champagne, no problem.
Nope.
And then our table did not ring. There's telephones on each table, and our table didn't ring. So I don't know what that's all about, but the show was just phenomenal. And I kind of went in blind, not really knowing about it. I didn't watch the Liza Minnelli version.
Sure.
And at the intermission, when the character came up and was like, "How are you enjoying the show?" And we were like, "It's phenomenal." And he was like, "Well, it's about to get sad." And I was like, "Well, I'll just have another drink."
A character came up to you and told you that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
way to go, ensemble.
I didn't know, but it's okay because I mean, it didn't change anything really, but it was just. And then the last show was Water for Elephants.
Yes, it was.
And that one, like, we were panicking because Mackenzie's boyfriend, his favorite character is the Flash.
Yeah.
And so all she wanted was Grant Gustin's signature on her Flash.
And Melissa's like, "Is there anything?" And I'm like, I can't control Grant. I can't control anybody.
I knew that, but I was like, take.
I know, but
he worked out. He did. He walked all the way around, and it was so nice. He was so sweet. and he signed the comic book, and it was a great
I
show.
think I have the picture you sent me. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, and then of course she gets out of the show. She's like, "That was such a cool show."
I picked it because y'all had recommended it, but I'd also, yep, there it is. There, he signed it.
Awesome. Very cool.
I liked the aspect of the acrobatics, the
Yeah,
circus theme, and
Yes.
that was not a letdown
7
at all.
digits.
It
Yeah.
was just wow, wow, wow,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah, and Water for Elephants is at the Drama Desk Awards tonight, so that's
They
really
are.
cool. So we'll see what they take home. And they're up for Best Musical along with a slew of other nominations. I think they're going to get it. I'm going to say that. I would like to see her friends get it, but I really do think it's such a unique show. And Melissa, you touched on it with the acrobatics and the actual circus stuff.
Oh,
You-
and I was extremely impressed by the puppetry. Like I
Yeah.
loved how they had just the elephant's parts before the
Mhm.
entire. I mean, it was just
Mhm.
it was very creatively done. Very, and I love. It's funny because I don't own a ton. I mean, if I love a soundtrack, I'll buy the whole soundtrack.
Right.
And when I heard that, they don't have one yet, right? The cast album isn't out for.
For Water for Elephants is out now. Oh,
Ooh.
before.
Yeah, it just came
yeah.
out.
Okay, so I was like, this is definitely one I would purchase. Definitely, one I would buy. And
It's so good.
his
Do you have a
voice
favorite
was
song?
so good. I need to hear it again. I need to listen to the whole thing again. I can't tell you. I have to hear it again.
That's
to
okay.
hear the favorite
No, that's
song.
okay. Every once in a while, like there'll be a clip of something online, and I'll reach out to Larry, and I'll be like, "What song is this? I don't recognize it." And then he's like,
Right.
"It's this," and I'm like, "Ah, of course."
Right.
Of course. I haven't dissected all of the songs just yet, but I'm in the process of it. But
It was
it's
very, very good. I thoroughly
such a-
enjoyed it.
such a beautiful show. There's so many memorable points to it, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad that we influenced you to see a show that you
We
had nothing
did.
about.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And
Everyone's flocking. Yeah, go ahead.
my other, if I could have, I would have seen one more show, but Mackenzie was Broadway, or she said I'm musicaled out, and I'm like, you're not my child. But I would have wanted to. The other one I wanted to see was The Outsiders, and had there been good seats for not a crazy amount of money, I probably would have made us go see it anyway. But
That's my goal when I go to New York this weekend is I want to see The Outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard different stories, but I've seen great things. I want to respect the show and I want to go check it out. So that is that's my show goal.
I think that you had posted up an article, Heather, about a person that was from the area, and she went and saw 4 shows. And she
that was
saying
actually shared by Izzy's mom, Amber.
Yeah, she was like
Andrea
the 2
posted it,
that
yep.
she liked and the 2 she didn't like. And it's so funny because I thought Gatsby was amazing and she didn't care for it. But I think it's because and Ivana and I touched on this after our cruise.
Sure.
There's theater nerds like you. There's just people who love theater. But you guys know a lot more about like the concept and the deeper meaning and the things.
Sure.
I was there for Eva and Jeremy Jordan. I thought the
why
sets
here for
were
Eva, Melissa?
Oh, I guess I wanted to see my friend Reeve Carney, but I looked everywhere. I couldn't find him.
Oh no, Melissa became like besties with Reeve on our cruise, and then we had pajama night, and this girl got custom PJs made with heart shapes. I'm gonna see if I can find the picture. Heart shapes and Reeve's face all over her body.
Oh my gosh, that's
It
amazing.
was pretty funny.
But he signed it for her.
He did.
I love that.
Because it was a picture without facial hair. So we started drawing facial hair with Sharpie.
Right, because he had all his facial hair because he was doing the Queen, and he wanted to say it like his Freddie Mercury look. But back to my comment was, I really think that to each show is to each it's your own personal things of what you love and adore. And I thought that I don't know what everybody is up for the Tonys, and I meant to go back and look at the checklist, but the sets at the Great Gatsby, were like none I have ever seen.
I
I
just
would
have to share
probably
this video with everybody of Melissa grooving with Tracy Turnblad.
Oh, that was Tracy Turnblad that day.
Yes, you were.
And I think that was the part of the whole cruise thing too, Heather, is that not everybody dressed up for all the 3 theme nights.
No.
I mean, the Tupac's musical, I think a lot of people did dress up for. The Granny Annies were so cute.
They were fantastic.
That was precious. But I don't know what it's just, it just makes you feel like you're somebody else and you have fun. And if you
I
look
love
like
that
a fool, it
feeling.
doesn't even matter. I didn't care. I loved it. And my makeup always looked good
Oh, I wonder why that was.
because Heather did it.
I think one of my favorite parts walking on deck, and I know we're just gushing at this point before we get into our Tony's talk, but I was wearing my Phantom of the Opera ball gown with my mask that I painted because of the fact that the one I made at home, I left at home. So I was in Melissa's stateroom painting half my face and glitter. And but Melissa had done we did fish extenders gifts, and she made a Phantom of the Opera deck. So I was very phantomed out. But we're just getting up on deck to the top deck. And the reason I went on a cruise, and I got to the Cheyenne Jackson, he really did influence my life as a child. And we're walking, and all of a sudden Cheyenne's with his partner, just like, you win. And I just was like, me, little old me. And I was just like, okay, I'm not going to fangirl like Melissa fangirls over Reef, but.
Oh, man. Total.
Now
Total
you won
fangirl.
twice.
No, I've won twice, yes, because I also won the costume contest that night unexpectedly. Dude, it was so weird.
It was so fun though. But I think my favorite of everybody, was the family that dressed up as Hadestown characters.
Yes, the Hintons, our friends the Hintons.
That's the Hintons, yeah. That was really, really fun.
Yeah, they actually they're going to be at Broadway Con, which, by the way, guys, I'm hosting panels at Broadway Con. But yeah, Kara was saying that they had entered that costume group because they're also vending at Broadway Con with their hydration company, but they've submitted their cosplays to be in the cosplay contest for Broadway Con next month.
Oh, they should definitely, because
it was fantastic. They're all over all the promotions, and
yeah, they were awesome.
Let me see if I can find any of these pictures while we're searching. But let's get down to brass tacks here now that we've caught up a little bit. Now you know Melissa is just as much of a theater geek as we are.
Well, I love the musicals. I didn't participate in very many, but I just think
Neither
that there's
did
something
I.
amazing about that genre of art, I guess is the way it
The
is.
escape of fantasy. Here's a picture of the group and then some. Let me see if I can. So.
And he even had the train whistle. I mean, it was just
yes,
great.
They did like a pantomime, and then they also got special permission. I don't know if you can see Austin and his umbrella, but he made the umbrella.
Yeah, the umbrella.
Permission to bring them on board. But they really were. It was just look. I got family out of it. I really did.
Yeah, that was a sweet group. So
yeah.
Can you tell me what the actual Tony for best musicals are?
Amber, I know you've got that list right in front of you.
I do.
See, she's good for a lot, folks.
Good. I got the checklist, but I haven't printed it, and I want to print it off.
So the 5 musicals for best musical this year are Hell's Kitchen, Illinois, The Outsiders, Suffs, and Water for Elephants.
Okay,
now I have seen Suffs and Water for Elephants out of that. I have not seen Hell's Kitchen. I've heard great things. I'm just haven't seen it. Illinois sounds beautiful. For those of you that don't know, it's a 90-minute show. There's no speaking. It's only done in song and a lot of dance. So it's interpretive dance. It's friends that are sitting around a campfire and speaking essentially with their bodies. No intermission. The Outsiders, I'm hoping to go see because I'll be in New York Thursday through Monday. Suffs is about the women's suffragette movement or the Suffs movement, suffragists. Really good. They just are starting to release some songs with their original Broadway cast recording. Great American Bitch is by far one of the best songs I've heard in a really long time. Melissa, I think you would enjoy that.
But isn't the show already ending?
No. They haven't announced anything.
Okay. What is one that was just started that was ending already though?
Lempicka.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to say it. That show I think was too advanced for most theater goers. It was a lesbian love story. It's historical. It was beautiful. Everybody I've spoken to that has seen it, I can't talk tonight, just fell in love with the whole show. They really did. Yeah. But it's pulled. Ticket sales were bad. And that, that's something you bring up a good point, Melissa. That's something around the Tonys. And Jeffrey, don't worry, we'll get to your picks or our picks in just a little bit. But we want to know yours too. But with shows that are pushing into the Tonys, you have some shows that are expected to do really, really, really well. And then shows that aren't. And it's kind of like, all right, so if we don't hit at the Tonys, our ticket sales are going to slump because now everybody post Tonys, like, I'm going to put it out in the atmosphere. Water for Elephants wins a Tony for Best Musical, right? That's a huge category. Everybody is going to clamor to fill up that house. Andrea and I were talking about it, and we want that house filled 100% all the time, which means that other shows in that category, the outsider stuffs, etc., those are going to start to drop down a little bit more because everyone's going for the shows for Water for Elephants. The shows like Cabaret is considered a revival. Gatsby is a fantastic show as well. They're not hurting for tickets because they've got great leads like Jeremy Jordan, Eddie Redmayne, Gail Rankin. Water for Elephants, yes, they have Grant Gustin. Love him. And we've got a really incredible cast over there, but it's a smaller show that's being recognized on a larger scale. So post Tonys, it's kind of a scramble, and then you'll start to see, okay, this show is now closing, this show will be closing on this, or we're extending our run.
Gotcha.
There was a show that I will say I think got snubbed, which was Harmony. I don't know if you guys have heard about it.
Yes.
Melissa, did you hear about Harmony?
Isn't that somebody's story?
Yeah, it's a story of the comedian harmonists. It was back with the Nazis, and you want to talk about a sad show. Beautiful show. Beautiful. Barry Manilow wrote it, or wrote book and song. It was a gorgeous show. It had great music. It was based off of true stories. It was terrifying. Yes, Jeffrey, it was a great show. They had so much in there, and they would have been the Beatles before the Beatles. But because some of them were Jewish or homosexual, they were just screwed from the get-go. So, but that show, the cast, the songs, it was just really lovely. And I wish, yes, Chip Zien, thank you, Jeffrey. Chip Zien played, again, you're going from very similar to Water for Elephants, with a younger character being portrayed to the older character. The rabbi is the character's name. And Chip Zien, who is Broadway treasure, regardless, very much Andre DeShield's level. He drew a line from the beginning of the show to the end and just took you on this journey. And by the time you're crying in your seats and laughing, he was just puppeting the whole thing. And I think that he got overlooked for whatever reason. And a lot of people, call them the harmonists, are very upset by it. So there's a lot of people that don't want to watch the Tonys this year, unfortunately. It'll be an interesting year for sure. But yes, best musical. So back to that category, Melissa, out of the shows that you've heard of or seen, what would you like to see for best musical?
Well, out of that list, I've only seen one, and so I must have seen more revivals than I saw originals, or the original list.
Sure.
But I think that because Water for Elephants had such a diverse. Okay, let me go back. I didn't ever watch the movie, so I really had
or read the book. Sure.
Or I read the book. I didn't realize that it was told from two points of view, or two time eras or whatever, which I loved that. I loved the the man who played the older man, and then of course Grant Gustin, phenomenal. I liked that part of the story, and of course the dancing was really good with all of the acrobats in there, acrobatics. So I feel like I did not see Hell's Kitchen, but when you have star power like you
Yes.
do behind that, I feel like even if they didn't win the Tony, people are still going to go see it because Alicia Keys is it's her story.
Right.
I think a lot of people would still go see that.
But now here's a question. I'm going to play devil's advocate. If you're not an Alicia Keys fan, do you want to see the show?
Well, so that's funny because I'm not necessarily a fan, and that was not one of the ones on my list when we
Right.
were there. But I am also drawn. I do want star power. Like before we went on the Broadway cruise, Ivana and I saw Sweeney Todd for the second time, but that one we went to see Aaron Tveit. We went to see Moulin Rouge because we wanted to see Boy George. It was we for some reason it's all about the fan for like the star power for us. And again,
so the stunt casting gets you in the door, is what you're saying.
It does.
Yeah.
And Eddie Redmayne, like I didn't know anything really about Cabaret, but I just knew I wanted to see him.
Yeah, you wanted to see Commander.
Yeah, when we saw Merrily We Roll Along, it was to see, and I will say that was of all the Broadway that I've seen in the last few years, it was probably my least favorite show.
Ooh.
But I got to see Harry Potter, and I got to see Jonathan Groff, and that to me was what was about for us. But I don't know. That's just
I love some good Groff sauce. Amber saw that show in a very good price. I have yet to see it.
Yeah.
I got to see Jonathan Groff in Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, I saw Jeremy Jordan in Little Shop, and that's okay. And we saw that again when we were there in February, and we saw Darren Criss and what's her name?
Evan Rachel Wood.
Evan Rachel Wood. And so again, we see shows partially because of who is in them.
No, but I agree because I've seen Little Shop 6 times since 2019.
Wow.
Because they're different casts. And don't get me wrong, I love that show. We have a Skid Row group.
About that, I saw it with Jeremy Jordan, and then I saw it again with Darren Criss, and I would see that show probably with anybody in it. I don't know.
Yeah, the only person I had no interest in seeing in that role is Jordan Fisher. I don't know why.
But we saw Jordan Fisher that's funny. We saw Jordan Fisher in Sweeney Todd.
In Sweeney, yeah.
But
it was a great Anthony.
I don't know that I could see Hadestown again.
Really?
I saw it in Dallas.
Well, it's because you saw Reeve perform that role. Yeah, that's why.
I see, the best. How do you see somebody else in it? We did see it in Fort Worth after we saw him there, but it just was not the same.
Well, I think Amber, that was the thing because Amber also admins, we admin all the groups, but Amber came on as my admin last year for Fleet Street. And we were dealing with that change pretty quickly after you came on board because everyone's like, no, it's Annalee and Josh only. I don't want anybody else. And then you've got Sutton and Aaron coming in. You have the new guard is coming in and a lot of people are like, oh, grumble, grumble, grumble. It's never going to be the same. And everyone else is like, but it's Aaron Tveit and Sutton Foster. What are you talking about?
And do you really want it to be the same kind of, sort of? I mean, I don't know. I laughed so hard with Sutton Foster. I mean, we laughed too with Annalee Ashford, but it was.
You talking about her toes around his? Yeah.
That whole.
Amber, did you see Sutton? I can't remember.
I did. Yeah, she was so funny.
Anybody who did not see Sweeney when Sutton was in the show, I have my story. You guys have heard it. I was sitting in my seat when I found out that Sutton was not there, and it wasn't that I didn't want to see Jenna Dewall, but I wanted to see Sutton. And so I left and I bought a ticket for another day. But Sutton is upside down. It's doing during By the Sea, isn't it?
By the Sea.
Yeah. And she is upside down, laying on the ground with her feet ensnarled in his suspenders. Her feet are like her hands. And the thing she is doing to Aaron Tveit's body and suspenders, it's hysterical. and the whole crowd is out of it. And it's such a dark story, but it's hysterical. So
yeah.
All right, let's see. What's our next category? Amber, pick a category, best revival, because Melissa's seen some good revivals.
Best revival, we have Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club, Gutenberg the Musical, Merrily We Roll Along, and The Who's Tommy.
Oh.
That's hard. That's a hard category. What do you think, Amber?
Not really.
I think it's going to be very tough amongst Cabaret and Merrily We Roll Along. And I personally haven't seen Cabaret yet. So for me, my taste still leans towards Merrily just because I've seen it. But I can see how Cabaret is also a big contender.
I've seen every show except Merrily on that list. And as much as like you guys keep talking, Merrily is good, Merrily is bad, Merrily this, it's the star power in it. Totally get that. The cast of Tommy now, they're like some of my favorite people. And the social media promotions and everything that you get in there, the show is beautiful. The music is right on spot. Like they're doing it such a justice. Okay. Cabaret, you've got the star power of it. But do you remember, Amber? I was so angry. So every night or any time that there was a show that was opening and we have a group for it, Amber and I were like, it was like we were watching like our ponies go to the races. Like, all right, what reviews are here? Blah, 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 like for hours. And every freaking review was like, rah, 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 this and blah, 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 this and not, da, 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 da. Well, really, guys? Because it's still really hard to get into this show or you're paying astronomical prices.
Hey, I will say the astronomical prices, that Cabaret, I paid more money for, but I also had a tableside and with all the stuff that came with it, but I would literally turn around and have gone and bought that same expensive ticket.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Just to see it again. I would have.
And I am. I am Baroque, but when that opportunity came up, and originally the girl had posted that it was front row, and I was like, and then she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, it's not as like, you can't even buy this ticket for under $700 by itself right now, and it's free.
It's worth it. I mean, but even if you're in the third row, if you're still on the floor, it's still
right.
You're gonna feel them brushing.
Oh, I sat in row H in the orchestra and I freaking loved it. I can't wait to sit in the tables and have that experience and have more of that intimacy with the stage. And I will wear whatever I can to get the attention. I just want to feel involved. I love that immersive experience, like Sleep No More, which, by the way, got extended again. Shocking to anybody listening out there, not shocked at all. As they're getting ready for Life and Trust to open up later this month. So
exciting.
It's very awesome. But I love that immersive feel. I don't want to go in jeans and a t-shirt and go watch a show anymore. I like the dressing up. I always have. I dressed up for a first preview for Sweeney Todd as Mrs. Lovett and had a whole photo shoot with their social media team. And it was so much fun. Like, I love it. I don't do it for the attention. I just do it because I feel awkward being in regular clothes. Like, I'm a living Barbie. What'd you do to your nails? Let me see.
They're green for Shrek.
Nice. I'm going to get my nails done tomorrow. So I don't know. I guess I should probably tell people where I'm going to be this weekend, shouldn't I? Besides in New York.
Yeah.
I have like 18 different places I'm supposed to be, and I don't know where I'm going at all. So our dear friends over at the Triad, who are producing Seth Rudetsky's Living Room Party, their 4th annual, have invited me to come watch, which I did last year with my friend JJ. It is so much fun. You were like this close to Seth and everything that's happening. And I think they're sold out of tickets, but they've got watch party tickets for virtual. So that's one option. 2 is Lincoln Center, where the Tonys are actually going to be, are doing a simulcast, an exclusive VIP simulcast for American Express holders, but it's in the park at Lincoln Center. So it's like this huge, massive Broadway thing, which is another possibility. I might be on the red carpet, live streaming. I might be hiding in somebody's jacket to go inside. I don't know yet, but I do know I'm going to be in New York. And I did find out that our friend Charlotte, friend of the show Charlotte, and her granddaughter Maria are going to be in New York. So we're going to go do something together. But also, I've been invited to a very exclusive invite-only costume sale of sorts for TDF. So once that is done on Friday, I will post photos and videos. Yeah, it's going to be a busy week. I'm already tired, but I'm very much looking forward to it. I have no idea what I'm wearing because I don't know where I'm going. But
that was my next question. What are you wearing?
I don't know yet. So I had found a dress at Macy's, which is really cute, but also like, I don't know where I'm going to be. Is it going to be 87 degrees outside at night? Probably. I have a dress I think I'm just going to do because I don't think I'm going to be in the awards because it's like $2,500 each. And from years past, I've heard you're not moving for like 7 hours. So I have a feeling I'm going to be more on the outside of things, which I'm okay with. So I have this really cute black dress that has like color bursts, which maybe think of your nails, color bursts. And then I'm going to have my black sequin jacket. And then I think I'm going to show everybody that can't see Jeffrey, no red carpet this year. I'm not sure where you heard that. There's definitely going to be an entry point with a photo up. But I don't know if they're going to be doing an interview style or not. But that might be something to assess. I want to get rainbow.
Oh, cute.
But my nails are like this short. There's also these. I'm not going to get acrylics, but it's Pride Month, and as an ally, you can even see like my little rainbow tie-dye shirt. As an ally of the community, you know, I love showing my support whenever I can. This Wednesday is the anniversary of the Pulse shootings. So it's been a little bit of a tough time here in Orlando. Thank you, Jeffrey. Rumors from New York or NY1. I will have to check it out. But yeah, I want to show my support wherever I can. So why not? So I'm going to get my nails did too. What are you guys going to wear? You can watch them at home?
I think so. Amber, did you just have green nails for Shrek, or did y'all do other dress up?
Yeah, I have green nails, and then I don't have them anymore because I let my friend's daughter keep them all. Good segue. I make friendship bracelets for the Broadway fan club. So I
make some too.
Well, Heather makes them too. But I made about 20 Shrek bracelets. So we wore a bunch of Shrek bracelets to the show. So I made like a Duloc, Pinocchio, Gingy, just like all the dragon, basically anyone in Shrek I made a bracelet for.
And if you too would like to own a piece of jewelry, check out our Etsy.
Okay.
Etsy.com.
Yeah.
Amber is much more active in making bracelets than I am.
These ones are for Swept Away, the new show that's coming to Broadway this fall. And then if you can guess what show these ones are from.
Can't see.
They're green.
Little Shop.
Little Shop. Little Shop of Horrors. They say, feed me, Seymour.
They do. Do you have the inspired by my bracelet Tony Award one?
That one is up on the shelf. I can go grab it.
So, yeah, sure, go ahead. So, and Melissa, I don't know if you've noticed. So we started funding the Broadway fan club with these bracelets on Etsy. Yes. So I made my own Tony's 2024 bracelet, and then Amber texted me the other day. She goes, I just liked yours. I'm going to start doing this one online. I was like, all right, that's fine. So if you are, isn't that cute? And it's right through Etsy. They get shipped out right away. It's a lot of fun. And then I could do custom ones as well.
But did you ever show off the gifts that I gave you on the Broadway cruise? Not your bag.
I have. I think I took a photo of it. I
As a
got,
sweatshirt?
and I talked about it a lot. I don't have it
I
physically
have
near
to
me.
add to mine now because I've
So do
seen
I.
shows now that I haven't
Yeah.
seen, so I get to add to mine. I don't know where they'll go, but I will be adding to mine.
So I will talk about it again simply because Melissa put me on the spot. I have no problem with
It's
that.
not a
I love
I'm
it.
just teasing. I'm just
No, no, no,
joking.
no. So Melissa and Ivana made like these gorgeous like fish extender gifts, but you posted something. We had like the Broadway Cruisers Facebook page from the Broadway Cruise, and everyone's kind of chatting, and we don't know each other. And she posts this photo of a hoodie that says like, "I only speak in musicals," or I can't even think of other
Well, I don't know
something.
what it says.
I'm gonna pull it up, but I was like, "Oh my God, I need one of these." And she's like, "Oh, you're awesome, and you
Oh,
helped
you
me."
told me about this. That's you?
Yes.
Yes.
And Ivana and I had gone to New York the month before our cruise, and Heather had given me a lot of tips on things to do and places to go, and that was like my gift, and I really really appreciated that because I call Ivana my TikTok travel agent, but I knew Heather had been there and knew things, and I wanted to hear from somebody that like knew things.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so out of love I made her sweatshirt. Mine was supposed to be a one of a kind, but it's okay. I'll be happy to share that with her.
We have different shows, but you spent. So she goes, "Hey,
Yes.
so send me the list of the shows that you've seen." And I was like, "You don't want that. There's a lot." She's like, "No, no, no, it's fine. I have like, would you say
Yeah,
30 or
like all the
40 of
ones
them?"
I've seen. Yeah, no.
I'm turning
Not
red right
even.
now. But she's like, "How many?" She's like, "I spent. What did you say? I spent 4 hours because she made it on
Yeah.
the freaking weeding. They're like this big of the logo of the show.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it so much. And like when I go to New York, I literally wear it. But she's like, pick out a color of a hoodie. So it's of this bright teal, and I look like a NASCAR driver with all the show logos in the back. And now I need more.
It's fun. It is fun. It was fun. I
That's
got a
so
lot of
cool.
compliments on it. But the bracelets are really fun and much more doable. Much easier, I think.
Yeah, Amber can knock out a bracelet in like 15 minutes now. She's so speedy.
Hey,
Yeah, and I love making them.
My anxiety was so bad. The other day, I spent 2 hours trying to make one bracelet because every time I went to tie it off, it kept, and I was like, "I'm done."
oh.
Oh,
I just threw it
terrible.
onto the ground. I was like, "I'm done. There's beads still on my ground. I don't want to touch it."
Hey, somebody commented that the cruise is so expensive, and
Commented that.
I don't
Oh,
know.
Jeffrey. No, it's actually not. I paid, what did I tell you? I paid $800.
Do you remember how people were saying it's a day shorter and
Yeah.
that the price is still the same? And you know, I am not committed to do anything until I actually see who's going to be on it. That's the day that I saw Reeve Carney was on it is the day that I told my husband, I'm going on this cruise. You need to pay
Yeah.
for it. And I mean, I wouldn't have probably gone on it had he not been on there. So I was telling our friend Joe that we met, if Aaron Taveda's on there, I will there's no doubt.
I mean, I have a feeling
Who do you
it's
think?
possible.
Why are they waiting till after the Tonys to announce it? Because I guess
I think they're waiting for after the Tonys
why did they think
because
shows will
there's still
cancel
shows
it?
there's still shows in holding that are waiting to announce their season in fall, and
That
there's
makes
still
sense.
contracts that'll run out. So I think they're waiting until after the Tonys, not overwhelm people. And to respond directly to Jeffrey's question, it's Monday through Friday. So it's technically a 4-night cruise. So it's 5 days, 4 nights. March 31st. Hold on, now I gotta look.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing that people were saying is because it's not during spring breaks, like the end of March is not really a spring break. So that'll be, harder
Yeah,
for
but also there's not that many kids in there. It's a lot of retirees and stuff. But it's March 31st through April 4th. It's on the Norwegian Gem instead of the Pearl, and it's going to Mexico, which I've never been to. I can't eat there, but it's going to Mexico.
Yeah.
And for myself, for an individual person, me, by myself in an interior cabin or stateroom, it was like $700. So, and it's on a payment plan. So I think it was $780 divided by 4 nights. It's $195 a night. Plus that includes food and all the activities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. I really am.
Amber,
And you don't even need your passport.
Have Amber, would you go?
I would consider it. I was just out of work for the last year. I just went back to work in May. So I was on a fixed income. So I'm just now starting to like get some money back in my life.
I
So
got
maybe once that happens, I can start doing some fun things again.
Yeah. Well, it's to me, I think everything's a business investment at this point to really help us. But yeah, Melissa and I had a great time with Ivana and like just doing, the cabarets. They had Reeve did like this like Melissa sat like this close to him. And he just played like some of his own stuff and some covers, and you don't see that anywhere else. It is Broadway 24/7.
Hey, when we were in New York, we saw one of the benches. We took a pedicab tour through Central Park.
Yeah.
And one of the benches that we saw that I took a picture up close, I don't even know why, was Ladies Who Lunch. And I was like,
oh love it.
So cool, because Reeve had done a cover of that song. Then I saw Patti LuPone do it like the next week. We saw Patti LuPone in here in Houston. And it was just such a a theme all of a sudden of just Ladies Who Lunch. It was just so cute.
Yeah. And to answer Jeffrey's question, it leaves out of Miami.
Yep.
Leaves out of Miami. And it's just the charter. So it's just the people for the Broadway cruise through 6 Man. What'd you say, Melissa?
It's Cozumel.
It's Cozumel.
I've been there like 4 times, so I don't know. But
and don't worry, when I get the discount promo code or whatever that we're supposed to be getting soon, I will post it to everybody.
I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait and see. Yes, you have to add the airfare, and that was for you. You can just take the bus, the train down. But
I
had to fly into Miami, which I would like to do that again and like maybe spend some time in Miami.
Or you come to Orlando and we go take the train down to Miami together, because you can park here, and then we can go hang out in Miami and do it up.
Yeah, Ivana is saving up her PTO for Japan.
Oh, that's right.
She's not really trying to go do any other travels, and so if it would be just me, so that would be a good thing.
Hey. All right, let's see. Let's talk about the next category. What category do we want to go over?
How about costumes?
You want to do costumes?
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Didi Aite, Hell's Kitchen, Linda Cho, The Great Gatsby, David Israel Reynoso, Water for Elephants, Tom Scoop Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club.
Tom Scott, love him. He did everything for cabaret design.
And Paul Tazewell from Suffs.
It's a hard one. I have a feeling I know where the Tony is going. What do you guys think?
I would, if I had to choose from any of those, I would say Cabaret.
Okay.
It would be a toss-up for me between Cabaret and Great Gatsby, because the costumes were just a lot more elaborate in Gatsby, but a lot more, sexy for a better word, in Cabaret.
I mean, you're in a dirty Berlin nightclub.
Right. That's true. I didn't see the other shows, so I don't know how to speak on those. But the 2 shows that I did see, if I had to choose between the 2, I mean, I thought the costumes in the Gatsby were phenomenal. They were probably my choice.
Yeah. Amber, what about you? From the pictures that you've seen?
See, from pictures that I've seen, I lean more towards Gatsby.
Me too.
And I'm shocked that Gatsby wasn't nominated for Best Scenic Design. I'm just in shock.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with the set design for Gatsby, and Melissa could touch on this too. It's gorgeous, but it's a lot of digital moving screens. They rely a lot of.
For me, it was like the giant chandeliers that were, or for lack of a better word, the light fixtures and the walls. I mean, the scene
they have all the shirts, and the whole wall is nothing but his dress shirts, and they're throwing the shirt. I mean, that to me was super duper cool.
When you're in Gatsby's bedroom chamber, he has his bed, and then he kind of has like a bridge behind his bed, and directly behind his bed is a wall of folded shirts. And they're just, him and Daisy are like, they're throwing shirts, and you're just like, yeah, I agree. That was great. That set design.
The cars, I don't know
how cars is awesome.
It into the set design, but the 2 different cars.
Yeah.
Not the same cars.
Nope.
And I mean, just I don't know. I was, the projection for that show, I think, was really more just the water. I mean, if I remember right, the water and like the scenery, you know, where he sees the red light that was his pier. That was
but it's also the walls. So I sat like 3rd row, right house aisle, and I was right in front of, spoiler alert, where Gatsby gets killed, right there.
When he goes into the pool, he rolls into the water, and everybody in the front row is looking down there to see where is he. That was so.
Well, because the orchestra pit. Let me see if I can find the picture. The orchestra pit, like, it's the pool. So, but I know, spoiler alert, sorry everybody. But I'm gonna scroll through if I can find the picture, because I pulled it up with somebody the other night. But like the lighting, and then the walls, and they bring in like Gatsby Mansion, like the way that the wallpaper is, that's all a screen.
Yeah, but you know what wasn't screen? The cottage. The little cottage, that where they decorate where
Nick's cottage was,
and they put the flowers on it, and they have when they're bringing in all the
brunch
and the brunch. Yes, that is not projected.
No, it's not. Here is my picture from my seat. It's gorgeous. I agree. It's. Oh, let's see if we can throw some costume pieces there. It's a really cool. This is a curtain. This is the bow. So.
Heather, you get muffled when your phone's in front of your camera.
I didn't do it. As I say, this is a curtain call. I was really impressed by it. I would love Gatsby to get something. I think costume is.
That's their only nomination, was for costume.
Now, do you feel, Amber, that it was because they came right in under the gun? Do you remember there was controversy because they were right under the gun as far as the deadline?
So was Illinois.
I think so. It's possible.
Yeah.
But I don't know who I would have pulled from other categories to make room for them. So it's tough. It's a tough call to make.
And now Jeffrey's bringing up a good point. I haven't seen either. Shocking. But there's Real Water Used, The Notebook, and The Outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching videos of how we do that. I think that's really gorgeous too. It's a weird year for Tony. I'm gonna be very
right.
Lots of shows we thought were going to get nominated didn't. Lots of shows that you were like, wait, they did what? Did. So it'll be interesting. And then I think most people have seen the article that I shared from Broadway Journal of co-pros.
Oh,
yeah.
I was going to ask y'all about that.
Yeah.
Because when we were sitting in Water for Elephants,
mm-hmm.
Is there like 500 co-producers in Water for Elephants? I had never seen that before. I had just never seen that before, and I didn't understand what that's about. So can you explain it to me?
Yes. So a co-pro is essentially somebody that goes out and helps fund the show. So whether it's their own personal money, let's say I have $1 million and I want to invest $100,000 into a show. The show costs, I'm just going to throw out a random number. Cabaret costs like $23.5 million to produce. Okay. So as somebody, they're saying, okay, we need this amount of money. You'll be listed as a co-producer.
I see. Okay.
So you're an investor in the show, and you generally won't see. It's like the stock market. You won't see any kind of funds coming in until that show is making money. And by making money, you have to first recoup the money spent.
Okay.
Now, it's either let's throw again, $100,000. That's a random number. So let's just say you throw in your own money, fine. Or your main job is to start calling prominent business people, networking your butt off to be like, hey, do you want to invest in the show? Hey, do you want to invest in the show? Hey, do you want, until you get a certain amount of money that's needed by the show.
I see. Okay.
So the way that these shows truly get produced is by these co-pros who are helping raise the majority or good majority of the money.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why there's like this big challenge now, because Lincoln Center is significantly smaller than any venue they've ever done the Tonys at. Ticket prices were $2,500 at the orchestra level. And even up to the nosebleeds was still like $2,000 for a ticket. Yes, even as cast, crew, and production, you still have to pay for a ticket to go to the Tonys. That's a question that everybody asks, which is crazy. Anyways, so these co-pros are credited on the playbills, and they're helping put together, whatever they can. But now they're not allowed to celebrate with the rest of the cast, crew, and creative on stage.
Why did they choose such a small venue?
I'm sorry?
Why did the Tonys choose such a small venue to make that
I don't know.
possible? I mean,
Don't know.
make that even
But
happen.
it's been kind of they've been doing this for years, and I've talked to sources who said this has been on their mind and pushing it for so long. Because originally, even for this year, they said, okay, so what we'll do is we'll do like a video clip of like the co-pros like standing and celebrating, because it's too hard to get everybody from like up all the way out onto the stage in a certain amount of time. You have like 2 minutes for your speech and the acceptance, and then go. Or they said only the people sitting in the orchestra would be able to go. So they clamored for those, and then now none of that's happening. Now there's supposed to be, I think, maybe a photo, maybe not. So there's a lot of people who are very upset with good, right? Because this is, they want to celebrate along with the cast and crew. And it's not a decision that most really want to. They don't want to be left out, and I don't blame them.
Right. I mean, especially since, maybe in years past, that might have even been a perk to giving some of the money is, hey, if you give us your $100,000, we'll get you a ticket to the show. And now, they're not going to be in the room where it happened.
Right. So I know that there are several co-pros out there who are saying screw the Tonys and not going. Yes, it is much smaller than Radio City, Jeffrey. But yeah, they don't even want to go because they feel like they're not being supported, and I don't blame them. So, you made a comment earlier, Melissa, like you've not been in many shows. I've been in like 3 shows my whole life, and that was all in school. I'm more the production side than anything, and I've always kind of gravitated towards the production, stage management, the behind the scenes, the marketing, clearly, of what needs to be done. So I think this is a year in flux for everybody, and we'll see how it goes. But it is the first time that there's the official simulcast at Lincoln Center. That's a very first time. So we'll figure it out, and but we want people to get credit for it. I think as somebody who, whether you're just a theater fan or somebody within the industry, I think you want people to get credit where it's due. Yeah. But I'm sure they have reasons for it, and we'll find that out eventually. All right, what's your next category?
I actually just want to piggyback.
Piggyback.
Move on.
Do it.
I've been seeing lots of petitions going around lately. Ooh. Have you guys seen lately petitions for there to be a category for hair and makeup at the Tonys? What do you guys think about that?
Oh, for sure. I think that would be a wonderful category. Yeah.
I just feel like it adds so much to costumes. It especially in some shows,
it's
it really
technically
makes the whole
part
experience.
of the costume is, I think, what it's coming to.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's inclusive of.
Oh, just thinking about the hair and makeup in Cabaret. Because I got to be so close, you could like really see it and see, and especially for like Eddie Redmayne in the main character. I mean, his face came off and on multiple times. Like he was, that. Yeah. So having a category for somebody that's put in charge of that I think is definitely yeah, I like that idea. Where's the category? I mean, where's the petition? I'd sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm reading now a petition calling on the American Theater Wing and the Broadway League to recognize the contributions of wig and hair and makeup designers by introducing dedicated Tony categories for those departments. Has gotten more than 2,600 signatures in recent weeks, which is about 95% of the goal. At the end of the month, the It Is About Time Drive organizers, launched and led by Broadway hair and wig and makeup designer Jade Janice, hope to formally present the petition to the League and the Wing with a goal to introduce the new award categories as early as next year. And this is the logo. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
I do what they call the thespians here. I mean, we do it all over the place, but they have like a competition, and I always get pulled to judge costuming and design and makeup and hair design. But they do, for the time being, yes, just like Jeffrey said, just like scenery is part of design. Costuming, like best costuming, is the all over appearance, so that is hair and makeup as well. But I think that they should expand. I think that's a good piggyback, Amber. Good piggyback.
Thanks. You know,
All right.
I just been seeing it around lately.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So what's our next category?
Why don't we do best book of a musical?
Okay.
We
Give
have
us our
Christopher Diaz from Hell's Kitchen.
okay.
Becca Brunstetter from The Notebook. Justin Levine and Adam Rapp from The Outsiders. Shania Tubb from Suffs. And Rick Ellis from Water for Elephants.
Oh, good old Rick. So now, do you guys know what best book means?
Yes.
Okay, no, I don't. Tell me.
So it is the spoken and non-sung dialogue and the storyline of a musical play. So it's restricted for eligibility. It's restricted to works with original narrative framework. Plotless reviews and revivals are ineligible. So that's a hard category. I think that's a very hard category. I have a feeling personally, as much as I would love to see Rick take it with Water for Elephants because the adaptation's good, I 100% agree with Jeffrey. Suffs.
Yeah.
It's such a and again, and I don't know, Melissa, I really haven't talked to you about it. I had no intention of seeing Suffs. And I was in New York last time, and I didn't really hit lottery for anything. And I was stressed, and I was frustrated. I'm here on a Thursday. I need to see two shows because there's a matinee and a PM. What do I see? What do I do? And Stuffs had like a crazy discounted rate. And I was like, you know what? I'm here for it. Like, it's a show that's produced by Hillary Clinton. It's a political thing, and it's feminist. I'm not any of the above. I'm not a feminist. I'm not politically charged. I'm like, oh God, what am I walking into? Amber's like, no, I've heard great things about it.
Yeah.
And so I walk in, keep hearing an echo of myself. Do you guys hear that too?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it might be a Melissa. It's your phone. It's okay. We'll deal. It's okay. But with Suffs, I was like, you know what? I know a little bit about the suffragist movement. I know a little, and honestly, Bailey just poked her head out. The majority of what I know is from Mary Poppins. Sounds terrible.
No, same.
But it had been compared to like a female Hamilton, and I went in and let's see. Yes, Jeffrey, they do have some shows with Thursday matinees. Actually, a lot of shows do Thursday matinees. It was a really good show. It was a lot to process. A lot of it is still very relevant. A lot of it is still the narrative that we're dealing with. It's very empowering to women. I can see that. Our listeners have heard me vent about, we talked about theater behavior and manners. I had a guy who was poking me and coughing, and like, he must have been drunk, older guy, just talking every time a person on stage opened their mouth. By the way, an all-female cast, he was grumbling or making comments and telling people shut up. It was awful. But the show itself was spectacular. I enjoyed it. It's not a big flashy production like Gatsby. It focuses very much on the storyline. but it's very historically driven, and I really enjoyed it. It really was like the female Hamilton, but I think book-wise,
Would you say it again?
I would see it again.
That's
I
why
see it again now that I've seen the story and understand it. I would go again to see more of the details of it.
That just the whole topic, all of the things you just said, political, women's, none of that appeals to me or appeal.
Yeah.
Well, it just doesn't. So that's why. But I need to remember I had said this before. I need to stop being a show snob.
Yeah.
Because I need to I would probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just would stop being a show snob. But then yesterday I was telling my daughter, if more history was taught in a musical, I'd probably learn a lot more because we were listening to Hamilton, and I was, and then here I am, I'm being a hypocrite because I was like, that doesn't appeal to me. But again,
it didn't appeal to me either. It's not. I like going into a show, seeing a big spectacle, and losing myself for a little bit, and being very deep into the show. I don't come to cry. I don't want to see a sad show. That's why I'm holding off and seeing The Notebook, because I know that storyline. I have loved ones that fight with Alzheimer's and dementia, and I know the story, and I've seen the movie, and I've read the book, but I don't want to go to the theater to cry. And I know it's a beautiful show. I do. But yes, all women cast, including the men trolls. That's correct, Jeffrey, and it's awesome. But I want to go escape. And are you shaking? Amber has a house guest.
I have a house guest
who is not behaving themselves.
Go back in the bedroom.
And he's had a couple of drinks.
You talking about the dog?
No, yes, Bailey has had a couple of drinks. But there's those shows that are not really getting a lot of marketing and production, and I think that's also why we're not going towards them. Stops, really, I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen a lot of category stuff. I haven't seen a lot of TikToks. Gatsby's social media is on fire. They're like newest TikToks hysterical. You can tell the relationship between Eva Lozada and Jeremy Jordan is there. Like, you have to have a cast. The Tommy social media is great. And let's be real, that's where we're seeing most of it. We're not in New York. We're not getting commercials to go see Broadway shows. We're seeing it online. It's popping up. But I think there's some shows that have they decided, okay, well, Hillary Clinton's involved with our production. We're gonna be fine. You might need to need a little bit more help, but we've developed, our communities to be able to try to help with that community basis and try to help them understand what the show is. Because if you have no interest in the show, a lot of people did that for Sweeney. They're like, I've never done this, but I'm a huge Josh Groban fan. Cool, welcome. Let's tell you what Sweeney Todd's all about. And then they're like very much involved with it.
Right.
You never know what you get. So yeah, I think for best book, I would say Suffs. I would love to say that Water for Elephants would get that because it was such a great book.
Right.
So I would say it might be between the two. What about you guys?
I haven't seen Suffs, but I think I would have to agree with you. Because I hear such good things about Suffs with the originality of the story and everything like that.
Yeah. Why are you making a face?
I was laughing because the cat was trying to sneak upstairs.
Oh. I was watching Amber's face. She was like this, and then you're doing this, and I'm like, is there something behind me?
Because it's an original. I think that I like the idea of it being, something that isn't rewritten from something else. Like, I know Water for Elephants. I didn't even know that. I know that's a movie, but I didn't watch that movie either.
It's a book. It was a book turned into a movie, turned into a Broadway show.
Right. That's what I meant.
All right, next category.
All right, best performance by a leading actor in a musical. We have Brody Grant from The Outsiders, Jonathan Groff from Merrily We Roll Along, Dorian Harewood from The Notebook, Brian Darcy James, Days of Wine and Roses, and Eddie Redmayne, Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club.
All right.
I've seen 2 of the 5. Only 2 of the 5.
Which are?
Jonathan and Merrily and Eddie Redmayne.
And?
If I was going to have to vote, I would have to go with Eddie Redmayne. His character is just so phenomenal. I don't know, just phenomenal. That's my vote.
Amber?
I've only seen one, so I'm gonna have to go with the one that I saw, which is Jonathan Groff.
I would like to see Jonathan Groff get it. They're saying this is one of his last opportunities, which I think is very stupid to say.
Why? I mean, yeah. Why would you even say that?
I think it's so stupid. But he's done such a significant amount of his roles have just not gone. He's been nominated. He's never won. He's like Sally Fields. Only the older people will get that. But I would love to see Jonathan Groff win it. Eddie is great. Eddie is fantastic. I haven't seen The Outsiders yet. I haven't even seen Merle, but as far as the people involved with those nominations, I would personally like to see it go to Jonathan Groff. Yeah.
He's just such a wholesome human. Oh,
really
I
is.
can just
He's so sweet.
Smile. He's so cute.
But if you vote on it, or I don't know how people, I don't know what the rules are, but the character that just on the character, Jonathan Groff's character in Merrily was not, to me, not in the same universe as the character of the MC. Just from the
sure. No, that makes sense.
Different things that, he went through but I do love the fact that show went backwards. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It just wasn't this, I don't know. It's not on the same level to me, but
no,
again,
of course.
Too.
And now you bring up a good point too. So if we were to be part of the voters committee from the Tonys, essentially we would have to see at least one show in each category. So the best way of putting it is Lin-Manuel Miranda is part of the board, and he went to go visit Water for Elephants the other day.
Yeah, right after we were there.
Yeah, right. And great pictures. But he has to see at least one show in each category to vote for it. So, for example, Water for Elephants is nominated for 6 or 7, Amber?
She's counting.
Right now.
7.
Oh, so close. So they're nominated for 7. So he would have, pretty much they have to see almost every show that's there. That way they're able to vote in that category that the show is involved with. Otherwise, they can't vote for that category at all. So yeah, I mean, it's a challenge and it's a scramble to go see shows, but I would love that to be my job. Oh no, I have to go see 500 different shows. Okay,
right.
I do it anyways.
I would do it. Yeah, give me that job, please.
Jeffrey, so lucky saw Alan Cumming.
I know, right?
In Cabaret. Very jealous.
All right. While you pull up the next category, let's talk about Tony's watch parties. Now, are you guys watching from home, or what are y'all doing?
If nothing else, I will be watching from home.
Yeah, I'll be watching from home. That's my plan.
Are you watching on Pluto TV or CBS?
CBS, because we have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, there you go.
Same.
Because those are the ways you can watch it streaming. And then, so like here in Orlando, if I was to be here, I don't know if they're doing it this year because they're doing a lot of construction, but the Orlando Shakes, which is where Fringe is every year, they used to open up for a Tony's party. It was awesome. You could play Tony's Bingo, and they played on this massive screen. It was a lot of fun. There are a couple of like rooftop watch parties and stuff in New York. I know even the Jimmy Awards has a watch party for the Tonys, which is great. That's the high school league. I'm looking at Jeffrey. Yes, they did change the rules. You used to have to see every single nominee. Now it's, I think, just one in each category. Make sure that you see the ones. Why would you not want to see all these shows? You got to be able to vote effectively. So yeah, I wish there was more. Like years and years and years ago, I had a friend who used to throw a legit party. Like everybody would get super dressed up. We would make Broadway themed food and drinks and played bingo. I know there's even a bingo going around from Broadway Cares right now. Like every time somebody says, this phrase, or someone adjusts the microphone or talks over the whatever. So it's really interesting.
You post that somewhere?
Well, I'm probably posting what somewhere?
Can you post that somewhere?
Yeah, so I'm actually reaching out to Broadway Cares tomorrow because they're individually written for each group. So I'm working on that. Now, if you still want to see, again, to talk about our friend Seth Rudetsky over at the Triad, he is doing a watch party virtually. So on most of our groups, you can find it. We'll also post it up afterwards. You can tune in and you'll be able to chat with Seth, which is really cool. Again, I was there last year, possible I'm there this year, but he's going to do a lot of fun things. There's giveaways specifically for online too, and you're watching the Tonys as they're happening. So great way to be part of it and enjoying. Yes, and Jeffrey says Pluto is pre-show with tech nominations. That's correct. CBS's production numbers. That's correct. So you'll see a lot. You can't miss it. We'll post it everywhere, and we're probably going to be doing, well, I'm going to do my best. Amber's probably going to have to hold a little bit more weight, depending on where I'm at, to update as things are happening, both on our Instagram and on Broadway, the Broadway Fan Club group. So we're going to do our best. All right, give us one more category, and then we'll all sign off and prepare what we're going to wear. Elisa.
All right, last category of the night. We'll just finish it off with best performance by a leading actress in a musical.
Ooh, all right.
We have Eden Espinosa in Lempicka, Malia Joy Moon in Hell's Kitchen, Kelly O'Hara in Days of Wine and Roses, Marianne Plunkett in The Notebook, and Gail Rankin in Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club.
That's a hefty category.
Hefty category is right.
I would love to see Eden Espinosa get it. Even though, so that's hard. Is there shows this year like Lempicka that should not have closed, and they did, but they're nominated for Tonys. I think Eden should get it. That show was triumphant. Gail is fantastic. I love her. Haven't seen Hell's Kitchen. Haven't seen Notebook. It's hard. It's hard.
It's tough. It's a tough category.
I think my gut reaction is Eden Espinosa. What about you guys?
I kind of agree. I think Eden
you don't have to.
No, I'm torn between Eden and Marianne, to be honest.
Yeah, Marianne's been doing such gorgeous stuff over at the Notebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a vote because I've only seen one, and she was pretty phenomenal.
I was gonna say, what was your opinion on Gail?
Oh, she was wonderful. I didn't really know anything about her. I had to go and research her after I saw her.
Yeah.
And I mean, that character itself was extremely, the ups and downs
hard.
She went through as that character were pretty amazing. And yeah, I mean, I can't compare because I didn't see the others, but I thought she was phenomenal. And Baby Neuwirth, is that her name?
Baby Neuwirth.
Phoebe?
Yeah, Bebe Neuwirth.
Best supporting actress.
On one of the your threads, somebody was commenting about her, and I mean, just such a you know her from Frasier or from Cheers, and it's like this was like nothing like that. Nothing.
Well, she was Morticia Addams on the Broadway show.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. I did not know that, but just such a different character, and she's older, and it's just
she's so beautifully done.
She was really, really good. But
yeah, I think I'm hoping she takes Best Supporting for sure. And also to touch on Gail, so if you want to watch the minute Gail's been in, we have somebody in our group who conceived and co-produced Perry Mason on HBO, and Gail was the leading lady and murder suspect in season 1. So if you want to watch more about Gail Rankin, you can do that. But yeah, I mean, I think that Tony's this year. Look, this is my soapbox moment. Baby is the original Chicago. Jeffrey, I love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Like,
she was Chicago, yeah.
She was. But I love, my favorite role of hers is still Morticia Addams. That cast recording is amazing, and you could hear that BB voice. I love it so much. My soapbox moment is I think theater needs our support more so than ever. everything is becoming so digital and technical. And I think that being and going and attending live theater and being present in that moment is so important, because I've thought about this the last couple of months. I have built such an incredible family around me with theater people, present company certainly included. And it's people that it's like we were readers, you know, you sat and read your books and you did what you could because you had this escape and you gave your mind a break, but you also worked overtime. Talking to Larry, we're talking about a older couple that was leaving the show, Water for Elephants, a couple nights ago, and they were like, oh yeah, well, what happened to his parents? They never talked about his parents. And then the wife was like, oh, well, this happened. I'm not going to give spoiler alerts, but this is this and this is that scene. Don't you remember? Like, people get so passionate about it. Be present, be there. And like with the Tonys, support it. It's our freaking Super Bowl.
Well, can I add to your soapbox?
Absolutely.
Be considerate. We need some theater etiquette 101.
Mm-hmm. We did it.
You got to have some kind of message. You talk about projection. Project up there on the screen what is acceptable and what is not. From my point of view, as a patron who's paid $400 for a ticket, please shut up. I don't need to hear you sing. B, I don't need to hear you talk.
Unless it's a sing along, and that's okay.
No, that's right. That's different. But oh my gosh, it blows my mind how so many people are so just okay. And then to top that as well is I saw Eva jumped on a live stream on Instagram the other day, and it was intermission, and she was literally pissed off. Somebody in the front row was filming. They had their camera against their chest, so you see the light, but she could see them recording, and they had like this shit-eating grin on their face of, there's nothing you can do about me. I mean, I don't know. And
we talked about, go ahead, Melissa, I'm sorry.
All of your Facebook groups, you know, like people weren't allowed to post up their video that they recorded of that.
Every day we fight that.
Thank you. I mean, be in the moment, like you just said, Heather. Put your phone down. Be in the moment. Pick it up at the end when it's.
Now I'm going to ask you, because you were at Cabaret. Did you notice? Because it's in the round. I picked this phone when we had our theater etiquette episode. Did you notice across the way people were on their phones?
I did not. My phone was in my purse under my chair. I did not even have it.
All I saw were the lights. Like I did this last time. Here's the light, like the light on their face while they're sitting. I'm like, put your freaking phone down.
Well, you know, okay. And I will say I did learn this when I was at Water for Elephants. I was sitting in the aisle, and a lady was kind of like diagonal to me. And there was a light in her lap. And like the whole time I'm like, why is her phone in her lap? And
she's reading it.
She was reading it. It was the closed caption part. But that was different because she didn't have her phone up in her face trying to record it. And I mean, I don't know. And I know your friend, they post the rules and etiquette in the playbill. Well, I know that. I can't read it because it's the print is too small and it's usually kind of dark. But my parents taught me from a very young age the etiquette of you know, Broadway. Now, I didn't get to go see a Broadway show like on Broadway until I was like 35 years old. But I knew what I was and wasn't supposed to do. My brother taking his 2 kids next week. They leave this week actually, and guess what? They're going to go see Hadestown and Wicked. And my brother was like, "Should we dress up? You know, should I wear a coat? Should I wear a jacket?" And I'm like, "Because that's how we were raised." Us like in New York, you know, you're traveling, so just wear a button down, or you know, but post that stuff up somewhere that people see it and. I don't know. Just let's have some etiquette.
No, I agree. I know that some shows
we talk about it every week.
Every week. But I think that I've seen shows where they post no photography, no this, no that. Guys, to reiterate what Melissa just said, they can see your phones. They can see your phone. They can see it. They're gonna get pissed. And You don't want to be called out. There's been multiple times in the last couple of years where an actor has stopped the scene and directed it to the audience and said, put that shit down. Put it down.
On the cruise, Norm Lewis made a reference to that, and like he stopped what he was doing, but he was joking. But I would absolutely expect, I mean, if I was Eva and that lady caught me off guard, I would have been like, hold on. And I would have just called her out and had the ushers remove her from the building.
I remember which episode it was, Amber, that I was talking about it. So I stage doored for Gatsby, which I'm glad that you were able to figure out where I was talking about, Melissa. But stage door is a rush from Gatsby. When you are exiting the theater, you go left, it's out double doors, and they have stanchions set up. It's very, 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 very organized. That and Spamalot I've seen have been so organized, and also No Cabaret. But I went out there, and there was this guy, and he was in a beanie with a face mask, looking like he was going to mug somebody. And he had a digital camera, like an old school digital camera. Pretend this is the digital camera. And was like taking pictures like under people's arms. He went under my arm to take a picture and start recording Eva. And clearly had never seen the show. He was just trying to get video or something. And while I'm talking to Eva, and I was like, hey, just had the pleasure of seeing Reeve, and we wish that you would have been able to make the cruise hopefully sometime soon. And just having a nice chat. Now, she is tiny, y'all. Eva is tiny. Mm-hmm. And I don't blame her. Anxiety is really bad when you see somebody like that. And this guy was creeping her out. And she was like, sir, excuse me, no, that's not okay. Please stop. And he wouldn't. Respect people's space. That goes for all day, every day. But respect it, especially when you're both caged animals. They are locked into a stanchion right now. She's trying to help out everyone. Hi, Cheyenne. They're trying to, please everybody and get signatures. Because, if they don't get autographs on every single person that's there and the people that are throwing it over, somebody's going to take a picture, say, so-and-so sucks, so-and-so this get me, blah, blah, blah. Let them do their job. You might have your job, but it's not the right kind of job. Don't be a flipper. Be as performers know. And the people, I keep hitting my desk because I'm so angry because this has come up a lot this week. Be as performers know. You're not in the show. It's very, very clear, but you were not in that performance. You're coming up. You've now grabbed a stack of playbills and you're trying to flip them. Not happening.
That's crazy to me.
And before we go, I want to ask you, Melissa, because Amber knows my gripe about this. This has come up a lot this past week. You know exactly where I'm going with it, don't you? Where am I going with it, Amber? Cups. So, I love you so much. This is a Melissa question. All right. So sorry, I know you're rushing to the family. I'll make it quick. So when you're at a show and you're spending $25 for a drink and a logoed cup, right? Mm-hmm. Take that cup. You're happy. That's your souvenir from the show, whatever. What are your opinions? A lot of people leave them. They throw them out. They leave them on the ground. They drank out of them. It's just disposed of because they don't care. What is your opinion of somebody going around after the show, collecting all the cups, and then selling them online?
Well, okay, look, if you go buy somebody else's secondhand cup, that's on you. I mean, I guess I don't really have an opinion. For me, the only cup I ever purchased, I accidentally left it at Ellen Stardust Diner, so I was kind of sad.
Which cup was
it? Anne Juliet. No big deal. But don't be just no. That's just dumb. I mean, I wouldn't have left. Obviously, I didn't leave mine because I'm paying $27 for that little Coke. But no.
I agree.
No.
And I see Jeffrey says no, and Cheyenne, I'm going to throw your comment up. No, if they're doing it for a profit only, it's messed up. Yes. So these people are grabbing cups that you've now spent. Let's say they've got a stack of 10 cups all from the same show. That's like $300 worth of cups, and they're going to sell them for $10 a piece because it's such a deal. One, y'all, you don't have sanitization stuff like from a professional kitchen that's cleaning up. You don't know if somebody has got herpes. You don't know if they've got
You wash
I
it.
cannot hear you unless you're there.
You just wash it in your dishwasher if you're going to drink after it. But most people that buy
Yourself,
it
yeah.
aren't going to like drink out of it. They're going to want to put
No.
it on their shelf with all their other.
But now you're bringing that in. So I'm a germaphobe. Like big germaphobe.
I'm not opposite.
Fair. If I'm imagining someone picking up a cup, somebody has a herpes outbreak of their mouth, and they've now put that on the cup. They've left remnants. Somebody is like just going to throw it in the dishwasher, because sometimes those cups get destroyed in the dishwasher. So maybe they wash it in the sink, because if they're in New York, most of them do like sinks. They don't usually have a lot of good dishwashers. Okay. Now they're going to ship that item. It's going to be in a cool, dark place or in a hot place because it's staying in a warehouse. Now the bacteria and stuff is growing, and now it's going to go to your house, and you probably are either going to drink out of it or put it up in your house. And now you've got like gross, nasty. That's all my brain is. But about a year and a half ago, these flippers for the playbills, because they would go in and they would, behind the chairs of the very last row of the orc, are the stacks where the ushers take the playbills for you.
Yeah.
And these people would grab a stack of playbills and immediately sell them. The theater considers that theft. It's theft. And then so now it's hard to even get, they used to give out playbills at the box office. You could go to the box office, snuff that. Some theaters won't do that at all now. But now these people are taking stacks of playbills and flipping them. Now they're doing the cups because they can't do the playbills anymore. And I don't think it's right. If you have a cup or two.
I don't think it's right. I mean, I definitely don't think it's right. But for me, I wouldn't buy somebody's playbill. Like, I've seen that on something that you posted. You know, people are selling playbills, but if I haven't seen it, I don't want it.
Right.
But
I would spend money for a playbill of a show so I do not have my original playbill from All Shook Up when I saw it with Cheyenne Jackson. That was the very first show I ever saw on Broadway, guys. I've seen Broadway shows when I was little touring, but that was the very first show I saw. I wish I had that playbill so that I could have, shown it to Cheyenne. I did wear my roast about shirt. I did, and I also cried. Because he was very sweet and made nice comments. And then Melissa's like, oh, yay, now you understand what it's like with grief.
Yeah.
But I would love to have that because that show was very impactful to me. But I wouldn't spend $300 for it.
And I was going to say, and how much would you spend for that? I mean,
I wouldn't know. I
don't know. That's kind of crazy. Just the whole cup thing.
Yeah, it's weird. That's real weird. Anyways, we have taken up a lot of your time, Melissa. Thank you for hanging out.
So fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, you're like, I don't know, what do I have to prepare? And I was like, literally, you have to do nothing except hang out.
Just talk about what I know.
So we'll have you back in the show and harass you some more.
And then after the Tonys, maybe the Broadway cruise will announce and I can see what I can do.
Bitch, you better be on the tree.
I loved the trip. I mean, it was so fun. And it was, like people have said, to be surrounded by people, like-minded people. I mean, that really was special.
Yeah.
Brief Carney.
It really was. And you would have never met me.
That's true. Or you would never have met me.
I know, and I'd be very sad.
I'm so glad you're in my life. No.
I'm so glad you're in my life too. Oh, wait, this is the old school heart. What's the new one? I don't know the new one. It's something weird, right?
It's
what is this? Okay, show me. Hold on, I'm learning now.
Do twos. Do twos.
Okay.
Send this one in.
That doesn't, no, I don't like that. It does look like more of a heart.
It is, it's a heart.
Well, this is my, okay. Anyways, this millennial is out. No, of course. Thanks for being here. And you are always more than welcome to come and hang out. We appreciate your support and your friendship. And I will be talking to you guys. Love you. Talk to you guys very soon, and we'll figure out what the hell I'm going to wear and where I'm going to land on the Tonys night and celebrations. And if I can get myself into any of the after parties and
don't get arrested.
I have never been arrested. Knock on wood, I will never get arrested. I don't go anywhere I'm not invited. I'm a vampire. I have to be invited to be there.
There you go.
Yep. But thanks again, guys. If you want to follow along for all the craziness here, Why is this not working? This is great. You can go to our link tree, which is linktree/the con artist. It'll be updated soon, I promise. Or to sign up for upcoming blog, newsletter, and all sorts of fun stuff at BroadwayFanClub.com. For those beautiful bracelets that Amber has been tirelessly working on and to help support the Broadway Fan Club, you can go to BroadwayFanClub.etsy.com. Or find us all over your social media pages at the Broadway Fan Club. And we will see you guys soon. We're going to figure out, it's probably going to be next Tuesday as our next episode, so I have time to fly home. Yay! But hope you guys all have a good night. Love you girls both, and see you later.
Bye.
Bye.